Grass. It's inevitable. Everyone touches it eventually. Welcome back to this really stupid series where I time how long it takes cartoon characters to touch grass. Today I'll be taking a look at the Owl House. Now, I got a lot of confused comments on the Steven Universe video, so I wanted to clarify a few things about how I time these. I go by episode order, not in-universe chronological order. And as for what counts as touching grass, any part of the character's body touching grass counts. And it still counts if they are touching it through their clothes, which also applies to things like Paradox limb enhancers, which is why I counted this scene as her first time touching grass. From this point on, I will also be putting all characters from all the shows I talk about onto one big leaderboard. I retimed the Infinity Train characters to fit the new rules I established in the Steven Universe video, which were a character being present being what makes the timer run. If a character is technically nearby in the scene but isn't participating within it, the timer does not run. However, it will run if they are actually on screen, even if they aren't participating in the scene. Due to how Infinity Train is structured, most characters' times didn't change at all, and I also threw Randall onto the leaderboard, since he appeared quite a few times, and he was touching grass immediately, so I didn't have to time anything. Here's how the full leaderboard looks so far with both Infinity Train and Steven Universe. Another rule that needs to be brought up specifically for this video is that both the green grass of Earth and the red grass of the Boiling Isles are valid grass touching points. Today's grass touching contestants are Luz, Ida, King, Hootie, Willow, Gus, Amity, Lilith, Hunter, Edric, Emera, Camila, V, Rain, Bellows, and the Collector. Let's touch some grass! Luz was an incredibly fast grass toucher, taking just 2 scenes. You have the opening scene in the principal's office, and then she's outside, where Albert would quickly lure her onto the grass, ending with a time of just 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Shame the same thing can't be said about Ida. She stands near grass in the first episode, upon her and Luz arriving at the Owl House, but she only walks along the path. It wasn't until episode 2, where if you look at the bottom left corner, you can see her foot on this small patch of grass, ending with a time of 18 minutes and 38 seconds. King also took a really long time to touch grass. Nothing in A Lying Witch and a Warden, he comes very close to this little patch of grass in Witches Before Wizards, but we don't see him touch it. It took until I Was a Teenage Abomination for him to be seen touching grass. We see him feeding the baby trash slug, and while it's not immediately clear, we eventually see that, yes, he was touching grass in that earlier shot. He ends with a pretty awful time of 24 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, I did start to time Hootie. I thought he would take quite a while since he's a very stationary character. I was expecting him to first touch grass in the scene where he beat up all those Coven Scouts in Agony of a Witch. But then I realized that I'm stupid. Hootie is the Owl House. This is made very clear throughout the show.
But Hootie, you are the Owl House. You take care of everyone inside you.
And if you look at the Owl House itself, it's definitely touching quite a lot of grass. I know some people may not count this as Hootie touching grass, but my response to that is I do not care. Hootie gets a time of 0. This is easily the most predictable result of any character I've done or will do in this series. From the moment she is first seen, Willow is touching grass. Because, yeah, obviously she would. It's f***ing Willow! Well, I knew he didn't touch grass immediately, since he's first seen in Hexside. Gus touching grass decently fast was to be expected. He's pretty epic. Touching it right at the end of I Was a Teenage Abomination, granting him a time of 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Amity was pretty fast. She hops off her Abomination Cauldron onto not grass, but later walks over, and a later shot shows that she was indeed standing on grass here. 34 seconds. Oh, Lilith. I was expecting her to touch grass in sense and insensitivity, and maybe she did, but it's kind of hard to tell. The lighting and shadows in this scene make it hard to tell what's grass and what isn't. And since I can't definitively say if she's touching grass in this episode, it doesn't count, making her first time touching grass in Wing It Like Witches, when there's some background inconsistency between shots, and she's touching grass in 15 minutes and 27 seconds. After only appearing in the background and saying nothing in season 1, Hunter touches grass pretty fast. I thought this island in separate tides was just sand and rocks, but nope, there's some grass here too. He could be standing on the grass here, but it's not clear. But boom, he's definitely touching it right here in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Now for the character I quite literally named myself after. Lost in language. No grass in the library. Something ventured, someone framed. No grass in the illusion homeroom. Adventures in the elements. No grass to the market or the knee. Enchanting Gromfright. He gets close to the grass, but he doesn't touch any. Youngblood Old Souls. In his whopping 12 frames of screen time in the background, there is no grass in sight. Escaping Expulsion. Okay, come on! Both Edric and Emera are so close to this grass and... Wait, there's grass behind him here, and then he falls over. Did he land on that grass? Okay, let's take a look carefully. We can see this thick line in the rock moves up a bit diagonally before connecting to this large dark patch. Now, it seems pretty clear from this angle that the line starts going up diagonally past where the grass starts. So looking at this shot, we can clearly deduce that the grass starts around here, meaning yes, Edric did indeed fall down and touch grass here. I doubt his whole body landed, but even the tiniest little bit of him must have touched at least some grass. And that's all I need to do to certify his time at 14 minutes and 18 seconds. Emera has a near identical time to her twin, touching grass almost at the exact same time. Again, we don't see it directly on screen, but here we could see that her feet are incredibly close to the grass, and when she reacts to Edric's fall, she moves slightly. And if we pay attention, we can see that it wasn't just a simple twist of the waist. We can see her leg bending at the knee, so we know she's turned around her entire body. That at the bare minimum, the sole of her left foot must be touching at least a tiny bit of grass. And despite touching grass just after Edric within the scene, the previous scenes in the show lower her time slightly below him to 14 minutes and 11 seconds. Camila has one of the fastest grass touching times we've seen, after only walking past grass in A Lying Witch and the Warden, and then her few second cameos in both Enchanting Gromfright and Keeping Up Appearances. The next time we see her in Yesterday's Lie, boom! Grass. 1 minute, 49 seconds. I just said that Camila had one of the best times, but V has done significantly better. She cameos in Keeping Up Appearances, and in Yesterday's Lie, one of the first things she does is go outside onto the grass, touching grass in just 17 seconds. Rain did pretty well. They briefly appear with all the other Coven heads in Hunting Palisman. Then in Ida's Requiem, we get this flashback of them and Ida on a hill. However, I'm not really sure what this surface is, but it's blue, not red. So I don't think this is grass. After the flashback, we see them standing up on these rocks which do have some grass on them, but it's hard to tell if they're actually standing on the grass or just the rock. There's a lot less grass here than the scene with Edric and Emera, and it's all scattered about instead of a concentrated patch, so the timer keeps going. No grass during the Bats' secret rescue mission, but just before the fight with Darius and Ebba, we get the Bats walking through the forest, and zooming in, we can see that they are most definitely on grass. Rain scores exactly 6 minutes. I so badly wanted Bellows to end up never touching grass. It would have been so funny if that turned out to be true, but unfortunately, it's not. After various appearances, only in the palace in Conformatorium, and a small cameo in Yesterday's Lie standing on a rock, he's seen walking on grass with Luz and Lilith here in Elsewhere and Elsewhen. ending on 11 minutes and 39 seconds. However, someone who actually never touched grass was... Yup, not once did the collector touch grass. I thought he could be in this scene, but no, that's just the stone or whatever material of the palace grounds. They get pretty close here, but we never see them on it. But hey, at least he'll have Kez to keep him company at the bottom of the leaderboard. So here's the leaderboard of today's grass-touching contestants. And now we have the full grass-touching leaderboard. We had a lot of pretty good times today. Next time, we'll be heading over to Lakewood Plaza Turbo to see how the cast of OKKO Let's Be Heroes stack up. That's all from me. My name's Dr. Lamington. Like and subscribe to make me smile, and I will see you later.